I want to talk about the rep ranges, the percentages of one rep max, amount of sets of the different phases of training. Remember now, um, at the end of the season, strongly encourage 1 month to 30 days of active rest. So at the conclusion of the season, the athlete should train anything other than their sport. So, for instance, a female soccer player, maybe she'll play some tennis. A football player may swim. As long as it's low intensity and low duration, but it'll help maintain a certain fitness level that the athlete has. But the important part of the active rest period is that the body has a chance to recover and recuperate from the rigors of the previous season. At the conclusion of that active rest period, or 30-day rest period, we're going to have our hypertrophy or general foundation phase. And that phase, we want to add a little bit of muscle maybe, or some strength that we may have lost throughout the season. Again, as I stated in a previous video, so professional hockey players tend to lose 10 to 15 pounds over the course of a season, especially if they go deep into the playoffs or make the finals. So the general hypertrophy, general foundation of the hypertrophy phase is our first phase after the active rest period, and the duration of that phase, generally speaking, is about 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to perform in that phase 3 to 5 sets, and those sets, again, we're going to do 8 to 10 repetitions in each set. And again, we're talking about, when I say reps and sets, we're talking about core exercises. And again, the core exercises, I don't mean the core of the body. I mean the core ground-based, multi-joint, multi-muscle movements that replicate sport. So we're talking about squats and snatches and power cleans, deadlifts, anything that you're assuming an athletic position to perform that movement, and that we're working out those athletic muscles. And we're going to perform, so 3 to 5 sets, 8 to 10 repetitions, and anywhere from about 65 to 70% of our 1 rep max in that particular lift. Rest period generally is about 3 minutes in between sets. We're going to move on from that phase into the strength phase. Again, it's about a 4 to 6 week phase. And again, it's 3 to 5 sets per movement. We're going to lower the rep range to 4 to 6 reps, and we're going to bump up our percentage of a 1 rep max to 75 to 85% of that 1 rep max. And again, our 3-minute rest period between sets would be sufficient. And we're going to move along after that phase, and we're going to follow it with a power phase. And again, that's going to be about a 4-week phase. We're going to lower our rep range down to 3 reps, okay, on our core movements. Three sets. So 3 reps, or 3 sets and 3 reps. And now we're going to move our percentage up to somewhere around close to 90% is a good percentage. And we're going to take a 5-minute break in between sets because it's a little bit more intensive. So we're lowering our rep range, but we're increasing our percentage of 1 rep max, and we're also going to increase our time in between sets. Very important. And our last phase is our peaking phase. This is right before training camp, right before our season begins. And this is a shorter phase, probably I would say 2 to 3 weeks is a good, depending again how much time you have between the end of the season, beginning of the season. We're going to lower our sets down to 2 to 3 sets, and we're going to work our reps 2 to 3 reps, probably 2 for most of our core movements. We're going to increase our percentage of a 1 rep max up to 95%. Now, our rest period is going to be about a 5 to 7 minute rest period because, again, we're really taxing the muscular system, lower reps, lower sets, but we're really increased our percentage of weight lifted. So we want to make sure that the body's completely recovered before we begin our next set.